I'm, in fact, very interested, my good sir. You have a lot of lore that you're not telling me.
Hi, I'm Huni. Are you here to help find the baby Saurians?
The what now?
And I'm Toba. You must be the helpers that we've been waiting for.
What?
It's nice to meet you too, but we're just passing through. Oh, but Uncle Sanka said he was gonna send some of his friends over to help us. You sure he didn't mean you?
Who is Uncle Sanka, bro?
Yeah, sorry. Whatever this is about, it sounds like you've got the wrong end of the stick. Wrong end of the stick?
I really do like these hairstyles, though.
Darn it! We've been tricked, Huni. I should have known that Glasses Guy was a con artist.
Whomst?
What are we supposed to do about the baby Saurians now? Time's running out. It's okay, Huni. Don't worry. Why don't you tell us what happened with these baby Saurians, huh? There's been a lot of unrest in the tribe lately, and my dad's Saurian got injured. Her name's Nana, and she has 3 little babies.
Are they in trouble?
After what happened to Nana, her babies were so scared that they ran off and hid. I'm really worried about them, so I decided to go look for them.
Okay.
If Nana is your dad's Saurian, why isn't he the one looking for them?
She just gave birth. Like, let her rest.
My dad's one of the elders, so he's busy getting ready for Turnfire Night.
For what?
It's a really important ceremony. More important than this, anyway. I'm not supposed to be out here either, but I snuck out without telling him. I didn't think it would take very long, but then that guy we ran into made us tell him loads of stories, and it wasted so much time.
Yeah, he was so selfish. He doesn't have a heart.
Damn, okay, who is this other person? What is going on?
It's all right. Don't let him get to you. We're here now, and we'll help you, because we care a lot, don't we, Traveler?
Yes, but what? Okay, so let's get this straight. Nana had 3 kids, 3 baby Saurians. We need to find baby Saurians. Where do they run off to?
They should be. I already managed to find their tracks, and it seems like they're hiding on the cliff.
Oh, girly pop, you want me to climb that? Leave it to Paimon and me. It shouldn't take this long.
Really? Wow! Thank you so much, Mr. Traveler and Miss Paimon.
Awesome. You gotta be careful out on the cliffs, though. They're really steep. Even grown-ups have trouble climbing them.
A mysterious visitor from Huitztlan? I'm not pronouncing that name right.
The baby Saurians are on the cliff, so let's find a way up.
Okay, sure. See, here, it would be very smart to use Kachina. Very demure, very mindful. I am none of those things. I'm gonna climb with Kinich because he's part of the story. Very not demure, very not mindful. I don't give a fuck, though. Very chaotic. Oh my god, please take... It's gonna take 3 years to get up there. It's fine. It'll be fine. We don't worry about it. Imagine climbing in natlan. See, I could use a Geosaurian. Very demure, very mindful. I'm not going to. Very chaotic, very lazy. I really do like the night music in Natlan, though. So peaceful. And the stars are pretty. Wow. Anyway, where'd they go? Poochie! Oh. How? Homie.
We found them!
He has a little head!
A how? Well, if it isn't the gruesome twosome who wormed their way into our servant circle of friends. Still awestruck from the last time we met? Would that be why you hastily scrambled up here to pay your respects the moment you saw us? I suppose we can't blame you. Such is the spell that our majesty casts on our minions. Very well. You heathens leave us no choice. The almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula shall grant you the audience that you seek. Come, pucker up. You may now kiss our feet.
Are you good? Are you done with this? I'm tired of you, buddy. Where's Kinich so I can punt you off a cliff?
Wait, aren't you, like, Kinich's sidekick? What the heck are you going on about? You're somehow managing to be even more annoying than the last time we met.
That's crazy. The most annoying companion. Also, like, talking about the most annoying companion.
Silence! Who are you calling sidekick? We are the Dragon Supreme, sovereign ruler of the Nation of Flame. We shall have you know that last time, were it not for Kinich's earnest pleading on your behalf, you would have received not a single word of mercy. Oh, come on. You talk big, but Kinich clearly has you under lock and key.
Oh, great sovereign, what brings you to this? No, I'm gonna be a little twat to him. So, little munchkin, what you doing up here?
That's great, sovereign, to you. You dare invite the wrath of the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula. You will burn and turn fire for 1,000 years for your blasphemy.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I was threatened by a bunch of other adepti worse than this.
If you must know, our humble servant begged us to investigate an abyss incident near Huitztlan, and we chose to grant his
Huitztlan? Okay,
request.
that's how it's pronounced.
Abyss incident? See this little lizard? Its mother, a medium-sized lizard,
Is it a lizard?
came under the influence of abyssal power.
Oh.
In her confusion, she attacked my servant's tribe, then assailed her own offspring.
Oh, that's what happened with her. Oh, God. Okay, that's not good. Is she okay? Like, at least the kids, well, one of the kids is okay and has a cute little hat.
Yikes. So how is she doing now? She was but a lowly bug fighting against the
Bug?
power of the abyss. Naturally, she has departed for the Night Kingdom.
Wait, is she dead?
Such a fragile creature. Apparently, she ended her struggle by leaping from a cliff.
Aha, you can't say shit like that, bro!
Leaping from a cliff? My dear anemic flying ant.
Anemic
As animal with
flying
questions
ant?
As your head, maybe. Please keep them to yourself and wipe that absurd expression off your face. We are the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula, not a wish-granting fountain.
Okay, one, homie, you can't say shit like that, bro. Bro, how is literally every Twitter user in existence, but also anemic flying ant? I've never heard a worse insult. Like, I'm offended for Paimon. Like, that's how much it is. I'm literally offended for Paimon in this one scenario. Right, she's dead. And it's a kid, air quotes, it's a kid's game. It's marketed to kids. I don't know if it's a kid's game. I don't really know why you like Ahau. I really don't. It's because we have a lack of shitheads in Genshin. That's literally what it is. He's literally an asshole. And I love that Kinich stops him from being an asshole. It just makes for a good dynamic.
Anemic flying ant! You! Just you wait. Two can play at the ugly nickname game.
What are you gonna call him?
We sense a faint abyssal energy.
Who is we?
An evil sorcerer must be lurking nearby.
Unless you're mean
but they are
Kinich.
well hidden. If you encounter any suspicious outlanders, be sure to give them a robust interrogation.
But I'm the suspicious outlander, bro. Like... Wait a minute.
Suspicious outlanders? Wait, are you mocking us? Ha! How dare you cast aspersions on your ruler, heathen! You're just lucky that our servant has such vile taste in friends. Otherwise, we would beat you black and blue, and then purple, then black again!
I don't think that's how blood works, but you know what? Sure.
If you're not here to kiss my feet, then get out of my sight. Do not impede the work of the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula.
All right, you do your thing, buddy.
The potty mouth on that guy! Paimon is furious! Still, good to know about the abyss threat, huh? Wasn't expecting that. Let's not get sidetracked.
I am immediately going to get sidetracked. We need to find one of the little guys.
Is this really necessary?
Yes. Honini? Too high, I'm scared. Oh my god, his name is Poggy. I love him. The Mountain King. Wait, you mean the big boss guy? I love that they have different hats.
You're back already? That was so fast.
I'm so glad that the babies are all right. Thank you both so much. Now we can finally go home and stop worrying about them. You're welcome. Piece of cake. You're not from Natlan, right? Because your clothes look different than ours. Hey, you must be tired after all that climbing. You should come take a rest at my house.
You don't have to. We could. Let me just walk you guys home so that you guys are, like, you know, safe and all that. Welcome to Angst Impact. Stop! No, it really is. I'm pretty sure the first baby said something about missing their mom. Shut up! Oh, wait, they did. Stop!
Yeah, please come. I promise you'll get a big Scions of the Canopy welcome. We love having guests, and you're really nice people. Not like Glasses Guy.
I wonder if Glasses Guy is a How or if they're thinking of an NPC.
By the sound of it, Glasses Guy wasn't from Natlan either, right? Uh-huh. Well, his clothes sure weren't. You know what?
So it's not a How.
Now that I think about it, there was something really fishy about him.
This sounds like foreshadowing.
Really? Maybe he was the suspicious outlander that Ahau mentioned.
Could you tell us a little bit more about him?
Sure, if you're interested. Oh, let me think. How did the conversation go again? Oh, please, mister. I've told you so many stories already. When are you gonna help me find the baby Saurians?
Just one more story. One more, I swear. Why don't you tell me more about that ball of fire?
That can't be Enjo, right? I'm pretty sure that's Enjo's voice actor. I'm like 95% sure that's Enjo's voice actor. What is homie doing here in Natlan, though? Sir? Why are you back?
I heard that there was a huge transparent ball of fire.
And he's talking about fire.
500 years ago.
And he's talking about lore. 500 years ago?
Maybe even further back than that.
The cataclysm?
Oh, you mean Turnfire. That's where the ancient name Mollypo comes from.
Oh, wow. So it was the origin of an ancient name. That's impressive.
Uh-huh. There's a story behind every ancient name. The legend goes that the Turnfire first appeared in the era of the Grand Alliance. It was used by the tyrant Huitztlan to rule over Natlan and oppress anyone who opposed him. Turnfire is different from normal fire. If you get set on fire with it, you'll feel horrible burning pain from behind you, but you won't die from it right away. And whatever you do, you mustn't turn back to look at it.
Right, Mollypo's also mentioned, and that's Kenich's name.
Why? What happens if you turn back?
As soon as you turn around, poof! You get burned to a crisp.
So it's the story of... I was about to say Odysseus, that's the wrong one. Orpheus and Eurydice, except you get burned to a crisp.
Well, good golly gee. I mean, it's one thing to singe someone's clothes, but burning people alive? That is a big no-no in my book.
Okay, but if you're... I'm sorry, if you're actually Enjo and you're a pyro mage, don't you do that on a daily basis?
Right? How nasty is it to burn someone from behind and not even let them turn around to look? Huitztlan really was an evil tyrant.
Yes, shocking behavior. Now, let me guess. Eventually, a
Right, it
valiant
sounded so
hero
sarcastic.
came to save the day? That's usually how these stories go.
Good guess, Uncle Glasses. Seems like you really know your stuff. The hero was called Yupanqui. He's the ancestor of our tribe.
Yupanqui was friends with Huitztlan the tyrant, and also Shibalanke, the first Pyro Archon. He was working as an ordnance officer for the Grand Alliance at the time.
I do want to know more about Shibalanke, especially within Genshin lore, because, like, I feel like I would know more if I read more about his stuff.
He didn't like how Huitztlan was such a cruel tyrant, so he stole the Turnfire and threw it at the Huitztlan's army. The soldiers couldn't defend against it, and they all got turned to ash. And that's how our ancestors set our people free. But just as he was about to leave the city, he thought he heard Huitztlan calling out to him from behind. It caught him off guard, and he turned around to look.
And he burnt to a crispy.
But Huitztlan wasn't there. All he saw was a city burned black, an army in ruins, and giant flames reaching up into the sky.
A split second later, the flames he saw burst out from inside his eyes and swallowed him up.
Oh, it starts from your eyes? Bro, that sounds awful.
All it took was a single glance. As soon as he looked back, he was burned to a crisp.
The question is, was this the price he paid for stealing the Turnfire, or the price of turning back?
Sounds more like the price for turning back than anything else. Yeah, it's literally sounding more and more like the Orpheus story, except it might be mushed up with a bunch of Aztec mythology, maybe? Gee, Blanca was supposed to be the sovereign. I don't remember. I think he was supposed to be both the sovereign and the first Archon, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Nobody knows the answer. But the fire that consumed Yupanqui burned more fiercely than any other. It burned for 100 days until it burned a hole right through the ley lines.
Oh, that sounds really bad if it burned through... Oh, you know what? If it burned through the ley lines, that's probably why they have to rely on the Wyob system in Natlan and not ley lines and all that stuff.
And then... the flame dropped into the deathly dark Night Kingdom, where it still burns to this day.
The grown-ups say that it lights up the path that leads to the next life. But for the dead to be reborn, they have to accept the flames and be purified by the fire first. It's like a final look back at your life, where you have to answer for everything you did. Anyway, that's the story of Yupanqui's Turnfire.
Ah, a fine parable indeed. So, is it true? Is it really possible to find this fire in the Night Kingdom?
No, this has to be Enjo. I'm sorry. He's looking into mythology again, trying to find, like, something from mythos in real life. This is just Enjo!
I don't know. I think it's just a story.
Either way, I assume this name has been passed down in your tribe ever since?
Sure has. It went to Burkina, the hero that we celebrate on Turnfire Night. But that was 500 years ago.
Yeah, and now belongs to Kinich. So we often call him Malipo Kinich.
Kinich, huh?
Uh-oh. If you hurt my boy, you hurt my son, we're fighting.
All right, Uncle Glasses, that's enough stories. Now, can you please go find the baby Saurians for us like you promised?
Is he totally gonna betray us?
I would. But
oh my god, he's totally gonna betray us.
Doesn't the legend of the Turnfire teach us not to look back? Let's not go dredging up the past. Tell me more about this Kinich guy.
Oh
One more
my
story,
god.
I swear. Starting now.
I forgot homie was a yappa.
No? Careful, Toba. You look dangerously close to cursing me out right now. Tut tut. We can't have that. Cursing is for grown-ups only.
Can I curse on his behalf? Can I say fuck? I'll say fuck at you.
Uncle, you'd better not be trying to trick us, or the Turnfire will get you when you die.
How would it get me if I'm outside of Natlan? Uncle Glasses isn't from here, you know. Unlike you.
Huh?
Wait, is that?
And then we'll walk it up.
All right, kiddos. I'm a man of my word. 2 of my friends are on their way here.
Oh,
and,
that's how they said.
yeah,
That's
they'll
fucking
help you
Enjo,
out
bro.
on my
There's no
behalf.
way. 2 of my friends? All right.
Work them like dogs. Okay?
Dogs?
That's what they're here for. Don't go easy on them just for my sake.
Dogs?
Really? Well, first, can you tell us your name?
Right, homie saw us and was like, absolutely the fuck not. I'm out.
We met at the foot of this cliff, so beneath the peaks, let's go with Sanka.
Suck these nuts, bro.
Seriously?
If you don't believe me, turn around and see for yourselves. They're right behind you.
And he's gonna disappear.
Huh? Where? Oh, wait! Uncle Sanka, where did you go? Yeah, definitely a fishy character. It sounds like he was digging for info about the ancient names.
Bro, Enjo, Sanka, when I fucking catch you, bro.
Yeah, And not only that, but he betrayed us too.
Oh my god, he
He'll
totally
pay for
betrayed
this.
us.
All he got out of us was some stories, though. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, have you ever heard of someone named Enjo? Because...
Traveler, maybe we should go tell Kinich about this. Ahau says he's investigating it, but he's a bit of a loose cannon. We probably shouldn't take him at his word. Huh? You know Kinich? Not very well, but we have met him before, and one time we had a meal together.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. I never even spoken to him. He's so cool. He's the Saurian hunter, and he has a really awesome ancient name.
Me neither. I don't think my dad really likes him, though. He always tells me to stay away from him.
What?
Probably because of that little creep he always hangs out with.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
nasty. And he's so full of himself.
Yeah, Ahau's a little twat, so...
Oh, the creep who calls himself Kahul Ahau? Yeah, we've had the pleasure of meeting him too.
Pleasure, air quotes.
He sure loves pushing people's buttons. Exactly. I don't know why Kinich partnered up with him. Why didn't he pick me instead?
Uh-oh. Huni, look how late it is. We've been out way too long. We better get home now or we'll get yelled at.
Oh, yikes. You're right. Okay, well, this path here leads to our settlement. If you decide to visit, remember to come to my house.
Can I, like, walk you guys home at least? I feel bad because it's nighttime.
If there's anything you need, my dad can help get it for you. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, bye, kiddos.
We gotta run. Bye for now.
I think they are taking care of Nana's 3 kids. Okay, so that's Act 1. Wait a minute. Trinidad's a country. Pretty sure.
Huni, what were you thinking, going out by yourself? Don't you know how dangerous it is?
It's okay. Toba helped me. And we met some kind strangers who helped us. And
Kind strangers? What made you so sure they were so kind, huh? Oh, I suppose they had kind stranger written on their foreheads?
I'm not gonna lie. I would act the same way as Trinidad. However, this is a lot to say to a kid. Like, they were just being naive. Okay, relax.
yeah, actually, they did. In big, bold letters.
Don't talk back to me. The Mountain King problem still hasn't been solved. What would I do if I lost you too? No dinner for you tonight.
That's a terrible way to parent. That you can't just not give them food.
They were good people, Dad. Dinner or no dinner. Hello again, Huni. It's Miss Paimon and Mr. Traveler. Dad, it's them. They're the ones who helped me. And I promised we'd take care of them if they came to visit.
Oh, so you're the kind strangers. Well, I'm Trinidad. Apparently, you helped my daughter today, so if there's anything you need, just ask. As an elder of the Scions of the Canopy, I've got some influence around here.
Oh my god, he's an influencer! Like, he's definitely in grief. Yeah, but you don't deprive your kids of food. Like, I'm sorry, that's a torture technique? Hello?
Now, I trust that you're sensible people who know better than to take advantage of their host's generosity.
That's crazy. Of course, all we asked is for 1 million Mora! That's wild.
Yep, just helping a neighbor. We're not looking for anything in return.
Oh? Well, let's hope so.
Dad, please! They're not bad people. They've eaten at the same table with Kinich before. Be nice to them.
Kinich! Wait! I heard that 2 mysterious travelers from afar showed up at the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. Are they you?
Homie changed his attitude so quick when we found out that we were celebrities. That's crazy. I'm sorry. The switch up because we're famous is wild. Anyway, I would like to leave the scenario.
And Paimon's the other.
I do apologize. A lot's been going on in our tribe lately, and I suppose the pressure must be getting to me. I can't believe I was so rude to you. I feel ashamed. We got off on the wrong foot. Can we, start over?
Okay. here's my thing. I understand you being concerned about your daughter because you're right that she shouldn't be like willingly just talking to like these random strangers, especially because she's a kid. And like there is a lot of dangers when it comes to like random strangers around your kid, right? But the switch up was so fast. I'm sorry. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Right, the celebrity are having him switch. What if we were bad people, even as celebrities? Like, just because we're celebrities, suddenly you trust us? Like, I'm sorry. If you're going to mistrust people for that reason, I still think you should be wary whether or not we're celebrities or not, you know? From TV tropes, at one time, this is a fairly common punishment for disobedient children in real life. These days, generally considered abusive to actually starve your kids, although the third type above is still reasonably acceptable. Being sent to bed without dessert is common treat to misbehaving children even today. Okay, but that's... I feel like not having dessert, because dessert is kind of like, you know, a treat, you know? It's not like nourishment or food. Just saying not having dinner, you're starving your kid? Like, that's crazy. That's basically what the paragraph is saying. I wonder if it was a mistranslation then from like Chinese to English, and maybe it was like they meant it more towards like you're not having dessert or something like that. I don't think they meant it to be this harsh, you know?
Oh, now we're talking. Seriously, though, don't worry about it. Already forgotten. We're just happy to see Huni got home safe and sound.
Oh, you just arrived, I take it, and it would be my honor to give you a hero's welcome tonight.
Careful now. That's quite an about face. We've heard that kind of thing can lead to spontaneous combustion around these parts.
Save the VIP treatment. If you need a favor, let's talk.
My dear traveler, you are very perceptive indeed.
We've just done this for like, what, 6 nations already?
Go inside now, Huni. Dad's got some important business to discuss.
Okay. Look after Mr. Traveler and Miss Paimon. They're very special guests.
Huni sounds a little bit like Poho's voice actor, I'm not gonna lie.
But we can't make any promises that we'll be able to help.
Well, this is a matter of utmost importance. Please, allow me to explain. For many years, our tribe has celebrated the Turnfire Night. It is a traditional ceremony among the Scions of the Canopy in which we remember our ancestor, Burkina, and his companion, Kangamato, the Mountain King. Burkina was a hero who bore the ancient name Malipo, and Kangamato was a powerful Yumkasor warrior. Together, they fought against the Abyss.
Oh, this is the big boss.
They were victorious, but it came at a great cost. Burkina paid with his life. The Mountain King survived, but was contaminated by the Abyss, and he remains in hibernation to this day.
It sounds like we're gonna have to fight the Mountain King boss at some point in this quest.
Normally, Yumkasors never live longer than a century. It is possible that the abyssal power is responsible for his unnaturally long lifespan.
Wait, so he's alive? Yes, we fought him. I guess in the context of the sword, we didn't fight him, so...
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory comes at a price. The abyssal power inside him is highly sensitive, and when it is disturbed, he awakens and flies into a blind rage, attacking anything that moves. So, besides the ceremony, another important part of Turnfire Night each year is cleansing the abyssal power inside the Mountain King so that he will remain sound asleep. However, Abyss-related incidents have been on the rise in Natlan lately, as I'm sure you're both aware. As a result, it has become increasingly difficult to keep the Mountain King in hibernation. Only 5 months have passed since the last Turnfire Night, and he's already showing signs of instability.
Has he woken up again?
He has. We managed to contain the situation by performing a makeshift ceremony right away, but it was a close call. He could reawaken at any moment.
So we have to actually do this really fast.
Also, he attacked and wounded my companion, Nana, during the ceremony. She became contaminated by the Abyss as a result, and...
We heard. Such a tragedy. We're really sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Poor Nana. And the 3 kids, too.
Yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
What?
Anyway, right now we're preparing for an exceptional Turnfire Night ceremony, and we need to find a suitable flame bearer. From what I've heard about your adventures, I believe you would be perfect for the role.
Wait, hold on. So what does a flame bearer have to do, and how does it sedate the Mountain King? Don't you already have a flame bearer in the tribe?
Of course. Plus, he's a bona fide hero who inherited the Malipo name.
So is like Kinich busy like dealing with things, or is he not available? Like what's going on?
Oh, you mean Kinich?
Yes, he's the one. A hero, worth his weight in gold. And unfortunately for us, he's all too aware of that. No prizes for guessing what he said when I asked him to host a Turnfire Night outside of the annual schedule. An exceptional ceremony? Oh, I'll have to charge an exceptional price. I swear, no other concept exists in that boy's brain.
Okay, but he's right. If you are asking someone to do a favor, you would have to pay him. Like, I'm sorry, do we not understand the role of being a freelance worker? Like, how is he gonna survive otherwise? I'm just saying. Supposed to be a traditional thing, not a work involves money. Would we count the Scions of Canopy rituals as more towards a religion that you participate in, or would you count it towards work? Because even people who work in the church have to be paid, right? Okay, so if we're associating the Scions of Canopy ceremonies as closer to religion, is Kinich being paid for to perform these ceremonies outside normal work time? But because if he's not, and he needs some way to live, then I'm not surprised by his answer, right? Maybe he's charity or volunteer. But then if that's the case, if he is a volunteer, then I think Trinidad should understand that it's a volunteer position and like he's not going to be available all the time. It's supposed to be a volunteer position and Kinich wants money for it. It doesn't sound like that though. It sounds like he was bestowed upon this, right? This name, and now it comes with like these roles and stuff. However, how is the homie gonna survive otherwise? They explain it better later. Okay, so maybe we just need more information. Very religious because Kinich is the one carrying the ancient name, so he's bound to be the flame bearer. Yeah, that's true. So he was like, he is air quotes the chosen one. But at the same time, if he's not being housed or paid to survive, then he can't just keep volunteering though. Right, just because you are the ancient name bearer doesn't mean you have to volunteer. You are bound by the name, but theoretically you can do whatever you want. At least he's predictable, fork over the Mora and he's all yours. Nah, he sounds like a professional adventurer. That's what it sounds like. He should get paid.
I'm not the one to usually talk about people behind their backs, but I'm convinced the Wyab got hit on the head and took a wrong turn the day it chose to give that ancient name to him. I mean, have you ever heard of a hero whose mantra is, "What's your asking price?"
Okay, actually, I think Aether should do it more because we've been doing Uber Eats for how long? And homie barely pays us anything. We're barely scraping by, my guy. I'm sorry. And also, Trinidad's got me off some shit. I'm sorry. If you're the type of person that says, I'm not the one to usually talk about people behind their backs, I know for a fact that you've been talking people behind their back for so long, bro. I know for a fact you've been shit-talking people because no one says that except for people who talk shit behind their back. Kinich has the kind of self-respect I wish Traveler had. Right, exactly. At least. Kinich is just like, okay, I need to make sure I get fed. I need to make sure I need to make sure that Ahau eats or something like that. And like, he doesn't seem like the type to like show off his money, you know? But he has bills to pay. He needs to eat. He needs to sleep. He needs somewhere to live, right? So of course he's gonna ask for money in order to do that. I don't know, expecting Kinich to do this just because he has to and giving him shit when he says no, actually I don't have to and want to be compensated. Right. Exactly. It sounds exploitative. You know what it is? I feel like it's like, maybe it's like an older generation thing. It's like you're expected to do these things for the family and stuff like that. And then when the younger generation is just like, no, actually, I don't want to do this. I want to do something else. And like, because it's been established for so long that like the younger generation would do something, the older generation would be like, well, back in my day, I had to do this. Like, you should actually be proud of doing this thing. And you should be doing this. And now I'm going to be upset at you for not doing the thing that was, air quotes, expected of you, even though it was never really expected. It was just placed upon the younger generation for no reason. Oh yeah, it literally is religious trauma. That's what it is. That's what it is. Back in your day, I wasn't there, so it doesn't apply to me. Suck it. Here's my thing. I will fight for like some traditions to stay alive because they are important. Like, don't get me wrong. History is important. Tradition is important. There are just some things that we should leave in history. Like making your kids do like certain types of work that should not be really done for kids. That's probably one of them. Basically, older people feel like they did something out of their way for you versus younger people who did the right thing to do. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like this guy. I don't vibe with him right now. I think it's the religious trauma, but...
Oh, and don't get me started on that insufferable Ahau he hangs around with. Thinks he's God's gift to mankind. Pompous fool.
Okay, I will agree with you on this because Ahau needs to be taken down a notch.
Yeah, Paimon has to agree on that last part.
Anyway, the fact is, the ceremony can just as easily be done without him as long as we can find someone else. And besides, you two seem like much better candidates. So, what do you think?
To be fair, it does sound like unpaid labor, and I feel like we could just talk about... I would rather ask Kinich about why he refuses to take the ceremony and like what happens in there, just so we have an unbiased opinion about this, you know? I interpreted the situation like a doctor refusing to go in because it's their day off during an emergency. Huh. That's not how I interpreted this at all. Considering that Trinidad is saying that the ceremony can just be easily done without him as long as we find someone else, do that. Literally, if you don't have to hire Kinich, literally just find someone else. Why is Kinich so important to the ceremony? Otherwise, pay him what he's worth. I don't know. That's literally the same argument that I have with like a lot of like people who are trying to hire artists. Like, it's a very common tactic for people to be like, oh, I don't want to hire an artist because like, it may not be in their budget or something like that, which is fine. And then, like, they turn around and, like, either one, steal the art straight up, or two, use AI art, like, basically steal it in a different way, because they don't want to pay artists what they're worth. That's literally what it's sounding like. I suppose we need to hear Kinich's side, to be honest. No, we really do, because I'm getting really mad at Trinidad, and I want to hear what Kinich has to say before I even, like, start accusing everything, you know? Why don't I try to talk some sense into Kinich for you?
Well, there's only a few days left before the ceremony. We can't afford to waste what little time we have on negotiating with him. No, I much prefer if you would consider taking his place.
Okay, but one, what would I be compensated for? Because I'm going to be staying here, and I would need some way to live. You know, get some money, get some food, you know, all that. I want to help you. Don't get me wrong, I want to help you. But also, will I be compensated for the work that I put in?
Wonderful! I can't thank you enough. Huni was right about you. You have kindness in your hearts. Come with me to the other side of the mountain. I'll bring you up to speed on each step of the ceremony. Less experienced warriors, I'm sure you'll pick it up in no time.
Okay, so we have to fight. You can get another warrior, though. A hero's rite. Okay, so it's a ritual, like ritual. Probably fighting involved. Meanwhile, in a hidden cave.
Achoo! Curses! Who dares insult the great Kahul Ahau behind his back?
Oh, great Kahul Ahau, bless you.
Sanka!
Shut your filthy mouth, worm of the abyss!
Oh.
Your putrid words defile the air we breathe.
Oh my god!
You make the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahul Ahau, sick to the stomach!
Speaking as a member of the Abyss Order, that's music to my ears.
And
exactly
Joe?
the kind of reaction we're going for. But on a personal level, I gotta say, it's pretty hurtful.
But you literally betrayed anyone. He can call you whatever you want. At this point, like, the ranking is like... Ahau is actually above you right now, I hope you know.
Ugh, never have we heard such brazen blustering from someone who is inches from death. Up yours, Four Eyes! We spit in your face!
I'm sorry, he said up yours, that's so funny.
Okay, well, that I am at a loss to explain. How do I manage to stay so chirpy and cheerful? I can only guess it's some kind of powerful magic. But I digress. Mr. Kinich, I admit it, you, sir, are a legendary hunter. Still, the only reason you caught me is that I was reluctant to run away.
Sounds like skill issue, Sanka, but okay.
You see, I'm very interested in the lore of your tribe.
Okay.
Is that it? Kay? Aren't you intrigued to know what it is about you guys that prompted a visit from the abyss? It's the extreme sports! The other day, I narrowly avoided getting hit by a very brave soul who just leaped off a cliff. I think you call it bungee jumping? Anyway, I was very impressed. That is what I call embracing the spirit of adventure.
Are you sure it was the extreme sports?
Look, I even did a painting inspired by the bravery and freedom of the Scions of the Canopy.
You scum-sucking swine! Ugh, I swear, if you go bungee jumping, it'll be without a rope!
The way that the Genshin writers are trying to write every way to say KYS without saying KYS is crazy.
Head first off the tallest cliff with a band of hunters on your tail and nowhere left to run, and a bottomless cesspit waiting for you on the ground.
You say that, but I get the sense that Mr. Kinich isn't planning to take my life right now. On top of that, I'm tired of spying on you from afar.
Spying on
so
you?
Why don't we just negotiate a comfortable operating distance that works for both of us?
Okay, so 1, why were you spying on him? 2, I don't think he wants that at all.
I've heard that the most important thing in human relationships is to respect each other's boundaries. What do you say, Mr. Kinich?
The boundaries is about to be a restraining order, my guy.
Or you could tell me what it is you're really after.
What?
And then I'll name my price.
The abyss contamination is back. No surprises there. No doubt that explains the Mountain King's recent activity. See those torches over there? Those are the Sacred Flame offshoots that we requested from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. They contain the power of the Pyro Archon.
Okay, so that's how you've been using to subdue it.
Are you saying that the Sacred Flame and the Turnfire are the same thing?
Well, for ceremonial purposes, at least. Sending someone to the Night Kingdom to retrieve the legendary Turnfire isn't exactly an option.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
More to the point, though, the Sacred Flame is able to burn away abyssal filth, so that's why we use it in the ceremony.
Gotcha! So basically, we just need to clean up the filth with the Sacred Flame.
Well, that's one part of it, yes, but the complete ceremony is a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, I see why Kinich needs to charge more for this.
First, the flame bearer must collect a kindling of the sacred flame from the starting point, then use a grappling hook to fly up into the sky and light each of the sacred flame pillars. Then, they must go down into the canyon, all the way into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, lighting braziers and the final altar along the way. The most skilled flame bearers can accomplish all of this without touching the ground once. As much as I hate to admit it, Kinich is capable of this.
Okay, I understand why Kinich is asking for a price for this, because that sounds like a lot of work.
Wow! He can do all that flying without ever falling to the ground?
So can you, Paimon, actually.
Well, of course Paimon can. It'd be much harder for you guys.
Well, don't worry. It's not a requirement of the ceremony. You're allowed to touch the ground. The only thing you're not allowed to do is turn back.
Okay, so it's a dangerous mission. You have the chance of dying, and you have to basically complete all of this with the whole, the Mountain King possibly waking up, and there may not be a situation where you can back out of it. Yeah, I can understand why he's charging a higher price then.
The flame bearer must always keep moving forward. You can't skip a pillar, then come back to it after lighting the next one. To do so would be to disrespect our ancestors.
Okay.
So, what actually happens if you do turn back? Surely the fires don't just go out.
If you're not careful, you might get burned.
What about today then? Does the same rule apply?
Oh no, don't worry. Today is just a practice. The order doesn't matter. You just need to take the sacred flame, cleanse the filth, then go light all the braziers. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll repeat all the key points again. Gather the kindling, cleanse the filth, and light all the braziers. I'll wait for you at the end.
Smaller flames split into the Stadium of Sacred Flame, intended for the Turnfire Night ritual conducted by the Scions of Canopy. They contain a blessed power that dispels the darkness. Interact with lit braziers to obtain the Sacred Flame's protection. Then collect and throw flame granites to cause explosions that will scatter the Abyss's power. While under the protection of the Sacred Flame, you can approach an unlit brazier and ignite it. Okay. So it looks like I have to...
Alright, let's use this kindling to complete our mission. There's abyssal filth over there. Let's burn it away with the sacred flame.
I wish I could aim. That would be great. There we go. There we go. Is that it? There are more. Below me. Okay. Wait, how do I get the other flame granite things? Oh, there's another one there. Hold on. I need it. Let me eat that. Right. You can aim this. Hold on. Come back. There we go. Give me that. Then this one. Oh no, come back. I thought there would be more epic music, but you know what? Whatever. Why are there Rift Wolf hounds over there? Uh-oh. So, listen, don't look at me, okay? Can I get another one? Can I... This doesn't seem like a good idea. Ooh, let me run away so that I can get the thing and... Just do this. That counts. I'm running. Excuse me. Don't mind me. Oh, shite. I could have just been in human form this entire time. Fine, whatever. This would have been easier.
That should be all the braziers. Let's regroup with Trinidad.
Yeah, don't... Come over here. Leave. Thank you.
I knew I was right about you. You have outperformed all of the other previous candidates. If there was an ancient name for outstanding flame bearers, I'm sure the Wyab would consider you for the honor.
Paimon could probably get the job done too.
Yeah, although it would probably take Paimon quite a bit longer.
Because you're short.
All right, now there's still a few days left until the ceremony, and I should probably get back so I can inform the chief and the other elders that I have found the flame bearer we need.
Oh, you mean they've still got to sign off on it?
Yes, because it's a ceremony?
Some of them are still hoping we can come to an agreement with Kinich, but that's only because they haven't seen you in action. Still, I'm the one responsible for securing a flame bearer, and my recommendation is you.
Just for Paimon's own peace of mind, are you sure it's not going to be a problem having Outlanders take on such an important role in your ceremony?
Yeah, because it sounds like we shouldn't be here.
See that place over there? There was a time, long before the age of Burkina and the Mountain King, when we, Scions of the Canopy, called that our home. After a period of upheaval, our ancestors were forced to move away. Now, it has become a place where our youths go to develop courage and kindle a spirit of adventure. If we fail to keep the threat posed by the Mountain King at bay, it might not be long before we have to move again and find a new home. So, to answer your question, I think everyone will agree that you are the right choice.
It sounds like there's going to be a conflict, that people aren't going to agree that we are the right choice.
Fair enough. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I'll need you to drop by my place at some point before the ceremony, if that's all right. There are still a few final details that we need to discuss.
Okay, see you later then.
You have my gratitude.
We've helped helped out with a lot of other local festivals before, but this one feels a little different. Anyway, let's take a break before heading back to Trinidad's place.
Girly Pop, can you not stalk me? I know you do reconnaissance, but what are you doing? And homie's walking off. I don't like that. I feel like he knows something about this. There has to be a reason why he didn't take this job. What's going on? Hi, Girly Pop.
Paimon?
What's going on?
Kinich! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually been looking for you.
Nice to see you again.
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal from Elder Trinidad.
Oh,
Yes.
the, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still his first choice. It's just... Oh, jeez. It's not what it looks like, promise.
I don't know what Paimon is alluding to here. Like, maybe she feels bad that, like, we took the spot? But at the same time, we just accepted the position, right? I really do think that Kinich has a reason for not taking it. He's smarter than this.
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know.
Okay.
And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you. His true intention is to resolve the Mountain King problem once and for all.
Okay, and why would... Like, is that something we don't want? Like, I don't understand the context behind this.
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the last Turnfire Knight ever?
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
To the Night Kingdom? You mean...
To his death.
Whoa, are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations like that. It could get you in trouble.
Too blunt? Okay. I'll phrase it more gently.
No, I think you were fine. Like, maybe Paimon's not getting it.
There is potentially a possibility that Elder Trinidad may be hoping that during the course of the ceremony, you kill the Mountain King dead.
Homie, you did not have to put it in corpo speak. I got you the first time.
But that's ridiculous. He told us the Mountain King is a living symbol of your tribe's glory.
But it causes them trouble, like, what, every few months? I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to kill him.
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory comes at a price. Ah, yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
Thank you for the backstory that no one thought about like 5 seconds ago. Is it because... Ooh, a revenge plot. That would make a lot of sense. See, Kinich is actually smart. Kinich was so real for being blunt about the situation. Right. If I'm taking a freelance gig, I don't want you talking around the situation. Get to the point. What do I need to do? What are you hiring me for? How much money am I making? Are we doing this deal? That's it. That's all I need to do. If you're going to talk words around me, I don't want it. It's wasting my time. We're not doing this. I don't know if it's a New Yorker thing, but like, get to the point. That's all I want. It reminds me of all the times people come into my DMs being like, hi, can I ask blah, 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 and I just wanted me to go on, just like, bro, just ask. No, for real, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there are people that I have not talked to in a very long time that only come to me whenever they need, like, something being done for them. So they'll go on this whole thing, just like, oh, how have you been? How's it going? And my immediate thought is just like, just get to the point. I know you need something from me. Just say it. Like, please. I get it. We haven't talked in a while, and it's like polite, air quotes, to like do this. But I know you need something from me. Just go. Just tell me. I'm tired, you know? Is it because of his companion, Nana?
Mm-hmm. She likely won't be the last to lose her life either.
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way? It seems so extreme.
How does he plan to kill him?
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him entirely, and the damage is irreversible. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, once it's completely purged from his body, the Mountain King will finally be able to rest in peace. In past ceremonies, we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance, to keep him alive, but also keep him asleep.
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge, but he did say there were some more details to go over before the ceremony.
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
Here's my thing. Because we're not part of this tribe, I don't think we should get a say about whether or not we do that. This is why I think that Kinich backed out for the first place. Because, like, one, we are basically eliminating a symbol of the Scions of Canopy. Like, someone who is incredibly important to their history. But at the same time, I think putting the Mountain King out of his misery and, like, you know, relieving him of his abyssal power is the most ethical thing to do. So it's kind of just like, I think we should confront Trinidad with Kinich about the situation and be like, hey, Kinich actually told me this information. Is this correct? If this is not, I would like to back out of this agreement because you didn't originally agree with this situation. Like, you didn't tell me straight to my face that we were going to be killing someone, like, who is so important to your tribe. And it doesn't make sense for us as outsiders to be making that decision. That decision should be to the tribes of the Scions of Canopy themselves. American foreign policy style? I mean, that's kind of what it is right now. It bothers me that he's trying to drag in someone from outside the tribe to do this, and two, he's being cagey about it. Right, it doesn't make any sense. Like, obviously, this means that, like, maybe the tribe isn't ready for the Mountain King to die, at least, and that should be a decision made by the Scions of Canopy and not by us, you know? You know what also sounds very scummy? If Kinich agreed to kill the Mountain King, that gives Trinidad more ammo to talk shit about Kinich for doing something he supposedly should have more respect about in his tradition. Ooh, you're so right, and maybe Kinich saw through that and was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do it because of that reason. He had gathered the support from his own tribe to get someone to do it. He doesn't have enough people on his side, and he should know not to throw us under the bus for it, right? Also, crazy that we are using a country name, Trinidad, with a bunch of black people as kind of our main antagonists for the story. I'm giving Hoyo the hardest squint right now, I hope you know. I think we're a little out of our depth.
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. But would you have time to visit the chief after your meeting with Elder Trinidad?
Honestly, I think the chief would know more information then.
I'd like to make a deal with you.
A deal?
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of other questions, but we can talk more later.
All right, I want to know what this deal is.
Good. See you soon.
Kinich's deal. Okay, I love that that's the title. I'm so happy the Scions of Canopy titles are so short. Thank you, Kinich, for not yapping so that I can yap. I yap so you don't have to. Who is the chief? Because I don't know. All right. Hi, Trinidad.
Ah, mighty Outlanders, you have returned. Did you have a good rest?
It was, pretty good, yeah.
Paimon, I'm gonna need you to shh. You can't let everything go right now. I mean, shh.
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deeds, including the chief. They all speak very favorably of you. There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just stuck in the past. We need to move with the times.
Plus, Kinich doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, it's time for us to discuss the finer details of the ceremony.
All right.
We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the purification of the Mountain King.
Okay, how does it work?
It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always very routine. I'm sure you won't have any problems.
We light him on fire. No, what do we do? Like, actually, please explain to me step by step.
One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can. The more we dispel, the longer the Mountain King will remain asleep.
Asleep, huh?
Paimon, we're supposed to be covert, please.
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. That's the only reason why we have to perform the ceremony on a regular basis. But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss, and you seemed to wield the sacred flame quite effortlessly yesterday. With your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's body, freeing us from this ever-looming threat for many years to come.
Traveler?
Got it. Anything else we need to know?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence in yourself. That's all you really need to know. The ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready.
Okay, I feel like we should have more preparation than this.
In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elders if you got to know some of our people. And if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there, that would be even better.
Oh, so we're okay with free labor. I don't like him. I'm sorry. Maybe it's like because I've heard this scam so much. It's like, oh, you can help out like a little bit from the side, you know, do extra work. When I'm literally only supposed to be doing a certain type of work, and then they make me do other work because I'm a good worker, and then they're just like, oh, but you can do this, right? And then making you basically do extra work even though they're giving you the same pay. Yeah, no, I don't trust you.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra to the price.
Yeah.
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people, and as a mighty hero, I truly believe that's what you deserve.
Okay. Counterpoint. As much as I want to help people, I'm already giving up my time and energy for this situation. Why are you asking me for more shit? I'm sorry. Like, I also have to ask. Right, exactly. The humble suggestion is like, but you should do it. Like, it is, you know, it's not even a humble suggestion. It's a, hey, you should do this because it will look better. Heavy on the, it will look better for you. You're asking for free labor. What you're asking for is unpaid time. Right, humble suggestion with a pinch of guilt tripping is the nicer side. Exactly, that's what it is.
I'll be sticking around for the next few days, so if you have any questions, you know where to find me.
Seems like Kinich was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
I genuinely don't like people who omit information if it means that if they're trying to, I don't know, protect me from something. Like, why didn't you tell me that if I erased all the abyssal power, it would kill the Mountain King, right? Like, that pisses me off so much. Like, oh, we did meet you before. Hi, Wyna. I forgot.
Oh, you're here.
He was the guy that looked like he was from Jet Set Radio.
Kinich, Elder Trinidad said that.
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the Traveler and Paimon?
Hi.
Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival. That should have been my duty as Chief.
Hello, Chief Wyna.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for a quick chat.
Are you okay with this? Because you are kind of the chief, dude.
I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, I fully endorse your appointment as flame bearers for the upcoming Turnfire Night.
Okay, at least you're okay with this.
However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure the Mountain King's safety. Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui the Firebringer, to Burkina and the Mountain King who fought against the Abyss. This is our history and our heritage, the source of our pride and the center of our faith. To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. I would never be able to face our ancestors in the Night Kingdom. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. Nevertheless, I cannot allow any harm to come to the Mountain King. The very roots of our identity are at stake. My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration.
Is there no solution that would satisfy both sides? What both sides are we talking about? If they're saying, like, hey, please don't kill this one, like, very important symbol of our tribe, maybe we listen to the people that are literally from that tribe. I don't know what is going on? Like, right, why are you making it my decision? I'm just the homie that was hired to be out here. If you guys are in charge of the Scions of Canopy, isn't this your decision to make? Why is it our decision?
Perhaps there is. But despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter.
Like, okay, here's what I can think of. Like, one, we literally leave and, like, are not a part of this. That would result in basically someone needing to step in, possibly endangering someone, and or the Mountain King coming in and, like, hurting other people. Which, from Traveler's perspective, he would not want that to happen, so he would take responsibility. Two, we go with Trinidad's option and kill the guy, but also remove a very significant part of their history and their culture. Which, from Kinich and Waina's perspective, they don't want that to happen because it's such an important part of their history. But then three, we go with Waina's suggestion and Kinich's suggestion, and then Trinidad is just like, oh, why didn't you kill the Mountain King? Like, I thought I told you to, like, murder the dude, right? And then he's gonna be upset about it. So it's kind of just like, I don't know. I feel like if we heard more opinions from other people within the Scions of Canopy, I feel like I would be more comfortable with making a decision, but it should not be my decision on their behalf. I think this should be up to the people of the Scions of Canopy, not some random fucking outlander that came here. It's like, hoo-hoo, I'm a tourist, I'm walking around, and suddenly fucking up an entire, like, a generation's worth of, like, cultural history. This baffles me. I'm so tilted, bro. So no one is taking responsibility for their actions? That's crazy, right? I don't know. I'm gonna put the most neutral answer because they both have reasons to do it. Trinidad's version is much more... Well, both of them are fueled by emotion. One for the emotion of history and culture, the other for the emotion of guilt and loss. So I also went the neutral answer. I don't want my hands... Fuck this. I think, like, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm just washing my hands clean and running away, you know? Because we've already agreed to this. It is now part of our responsibility to honor both of their wishes. Yeah, why aren't they talking to the rest of the tribe? Like, did we not get other opinions? Like, what do the other elders think? Like, is this a coup d'etat? Like, what's going on?
I understand. There are still 3 days left before the ceremony. I hope they will bring you clarity.
So, Kinich, earlier you were saying that...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some air after this.
Walk with Kinich. Okay. I just want to hear other people's opinions, because, like, he's definitely pulling us to the side to, like, talk about something hush-hush, but that's all I know.
Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the Flamebearer this time, because it's a double-edged sword. The whole Mora thing was just a sneaky excuse.
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, an exceptional price must be paid.
Do you have a plan?
I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear it.
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask me?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right. We need to talk about how he's completely unhinged.
Was that what we were talking about? I genuinely don't remember. Where is he? Is he, like, tucked away somewhere?
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
What?
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get scolded for bad behavior. Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a how, he said you two were investigating some abyss thing together. Is that related to the whole Mountain King situation?
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the abyss too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space.
So y'all don't know about Rift Wolf Hounds. Y'all just call it purple demonic dogs?
I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different sizes. That's where those purple dogs were coming from.
Wait, lore drop. Why don't the people of Natlan know about the Rift Wolf Hounds? That's interesting. Huh.
So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside, he'd be able to continue living, but without posing a threat to the tribe.
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy. Would it really work?
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged period inside the rift could make the Mountain King's condition worse.
That is probably what's going to happen because he's already influenced by the abyss.
Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the conflict the issue is causing in our tribe for yourselves, and believe me, it's been a long time coming.
Wait, beastly rifts are not the same thing as rift towns? They're a completely different thing?
The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive, whatever happens.
Wait, are the beastly rifts like the hallucination things of the little guys, the Saurians and stuff?
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture and heritage.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about protecting the people he cares about now and into the future.
So the kind of the argument of, are we going to protect the current or could protect the future? Okay. Beastly rifts are the portals they come out of. Okay, but they didn't know about that in the first place as well? That's what I'm confused about, because he did say purple demonic dogs as well. So he doesn't know about either of those?
And he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glorious past, but making your kin pay the price for it? No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume we go with your plan. How do you actually intend to find one of these beastly rifts? Because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way.
Enjo made a deal with you, didn't ye? Are you gonna do this?
Better ideas?
I don't know any better ideas. This is your tribe. You guys should be deciding this.
Not at the moment, but it just feels like using the power of the Abyss for our own ends isn't gonna end well. After all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place. People are gonna think you've lost your marbles.
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Yupanqui, the Firebringer, stole the Turnfire, it cost him dearly. The Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point. Unless this gets resolved quickly, everyone will be stuck in a stalemate.
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're hardly experts on exploiting abyssal power.
All I need you to do is keep people away from me.
Honestly? Me. It's just me.
I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. I can't afford to waste all my energy dealing with them.
Oh my god. I love Kinich for that one line. It's like, I need you to keep people away from me, please. I want to be alone. Leave me the fuck alone.
If you help me out, there will be a gift for you in return.
You don't need to. It's fine. You don't do a favor for a favor. I'll do this for you. Like, I get it. I get the feeling.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Or Paimon can just take it.
Something well worth your while, I'd say.
Okay, but how do we keep people away?
Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes to terms with the fact that we have a new flame bearer. That way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a way to summon the beastly rift. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King into his new home.
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that's dangerous. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Wina nor Elder Trinidad are happy with it? Have you thought about what you'd do then?
Wow, Paimon actually thinking 3 steps ahead is crazy.
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue, leaving only me on the opposing side. The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me.
Either way, sounds like there's no more in this for you.
Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
We could give it a try.
For sure. And who knows? Maybe we'll come up with an even better solution to all of this in the next couple of days.
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. I'm sure everyone will be swept off their feet when they meet our new flame bearer.
I know that last sentence was read with just all sarcasm. I can hear it in your voice.
Good luck to us both.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kinich's back.
And so we yap with the kids because the kids are the biggest yappers.
Pony, how can you call the Mountain King a monster?
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened to Nana.
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick, that's all. He's been hurt by the abyss.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a threat to all of us.
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? If you don't take back what you just said, I don't know if we can carry on being friends.
Oh,
Toba, Huni, what's wrong?
Pony's saying nasty things about the Mountain King. It's not right. He's our hero.
Once upon a time, maybe. But not anymore.
let's not fight. Aren't you best friends? Best friends can fight? What?
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change, and you just have to accept it and move forward.
Okay.
As of today, our friendship is over. There's no going back. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. We have some great news to tell you. The Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night. He's gonna do a beautiful ceremony and cure the Mountain King's illness for good.
What? Really?
Of course, I'm an expert at this stuff, apparently.
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing cliffs. Probably just as good as Kinich.
Wait, speaking of Kinich, where even is that guy?
He's busy doing work. Please stop talking about him.
Oh yeah, good question. Is he not coming to the ceremony anymore? We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure to give you both a piece of his mind.
No, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before. I can't afford to make such a bad first impression.
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight.
You two clearly care about each other, and the Mountain King can't change that.
Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby Saurians with you. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kinich, I'm sorry, Toba. I'm sorry for all the mean things I said about the Mountain King. Dad just really misses Nana, and I was really upset that she's gone, too.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me. For the Traveler and Paimon, Kinich, and for Nana. I'm sorry too.
Oh my god, an actual apology. That's crazy.
That's more like it. Now you're best friends again.
Okay, but also at the same time, you can have conflicts with your best friends. If your best friends aren't challenging your line of thinking, are they really your good friends or your best friends? Or are they just your hype men? I'm just saying.
Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'll make sure I say it to someone else, and not you.
I don't know about that, Chief.
Cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire night. Let's play again some other time.
Wait. If I say something bad about the Mountain King, I'm gonna say it to someone else instead of you. So it's just like, I'm going to avoid this situation because I know you like this thing, and then I'm not gonna shit talk it in front of you. But you still kind of hold the same beliefs. Shouldn't we have a civil discussion about like, hey, maybe the Mountain King used to be a hero, right? And he was a hero. But then also, he is currently a danger to our tribe. Two things can be the same thing at once. Just don't bring up certain topics in front of friends. Oh, is that how you guys interpret it instead? Okay, that I can understand. But the way it was phrased, it was kind of just like, I'm just gonna not talk about this whole thing with you, and I'm just gonna shit talk Mountain King behind your basically not telling it to you. They both have fair views on the Mountain King. Honestly, yeah, they do have fair views on the Mountain King. And they're right about that. Pretty mature for kids to be able to agree to disagree at this point. That is true. They are very young. They're very young to start learning that. But I also think it is something that people need to learn. I think she's not going to change her opinion, but she knows that her opinion hurts her friends, so she would avoid it to protect him. Oh, see, I think that's a better way of phrasing it, because that's not what I initially got when she said that line. I think it's better than changing your opinion just for him. I think that is true. I think you can't just immediately change your opinion because someone else tells you. I think you should look into that information and, like, I don't know, do research, see what all the options are first. But you're right. I think that's a better interpretation of that line than what I initially thought. Probably say something like, I don't agree with you, but I know that it bothers you, so I won't bring it up with you. That's a much better line to say, I think. If she said that, I think I would have gotten that message much clearer. Maybe these two are just mirroring how the Chief and Trinidad act. It could be. That could honestly be what's going on. They're kids, and this is very much a conversation I can imagine real kids having. Yeah, honestly, and I really enjoyed that fact, especially because normally the Genshin kids are, like, way too eloquent for the age that they are.
See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Bye, Huni.
Okay. I'll head home as well then. See you next time.
Bye, buddy.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as it was before.
That's kind of just what happens. Times really are changing.
Let's just hope we can solve this once and for all. Come on, let's move on. Huh? What's going on over there?
Chama.
Let's take a look.
What's going on?
There, what's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Oh,
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants to learn too.
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new face around the tribe these days. I thought everyone would be keeping away.
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an emergency ceremony. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it might even be a little dangerous.
I feel like a lot of festivals originated in, like, war times or out of necessity. And then they turned into, like, happier things, or it's used to celebrate something that has, like, a situation that was dangerous becoming, like, resolved and stuff. So,
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna be an outsider?
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person.
well, now you have.
What? Oh, it's you? Man, oh man. Well, this is a nice surprise. It's funny, I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flamebearer since I'm not taking part this time around.
Aw.
Then suddenly, there you are. Must be my lucky day.
Wait, why are you not participating, though?
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night? How come? You're not an outsider too, are you?
You must be joking. Watch this.
Oh, so, like, he knows everything. He knows the dance.
Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame.
Ayo?
Been doing it a few years. Always gets the ladies out to watch.
Oh my god.
Oh, very impressive. So why'd you quit?
I know that Paimon didn't read that in a sarcastic voice, but I interpreted it very sarcastically. It's like, oh wow! Like, I know she's not trying to be sarcastic, but it sounded so sarcastic. I got very cringe. It was a little bit cringe. It was a smidge cringe.
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. One of our elders' Saurian companions even lost her life not long ago. The question is, what are we going to do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. They're probably too busy fighting about it amongst themselves. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know what? Now's as good a time as any to get away for a little while. Go do some exploring.
So you just ran away. Okay.
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah. It's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the Canopy knows, wherever you are and wherever you go, the only way is forwards. We take pride in that. I won't forget my roots.
Wait, why specifically only the guys, though? Like, why are the women not included in this? Wait, I'm so confused. Do women not to go wherever they want to go? I don't know. Is this like, this is so specific. Like, okay? What's your plan for your next step?
I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a decent quality relic, and they'll make me a member.
What's the Saurian Relics Association?
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. They're all about collecting relics and remnants from that age. Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that time.
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient Saurian civilization?
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Okay, he's from... There's been so many tiny lore drops dropped in at random points in time. Like, it's just the normal thing. What do you mean he's part of a relic from an ancient Saurian civilization?
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those two already, huh? Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there.
Okay.
The association folks say that the kind of contract usually comes with a huge hidden cost.
What's with dragons and their use of contracts? Like, is this like a requirement for them?
Really? That sounds ominous.
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. I doubt he'd make a contract that doesn't benefit him. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a human involved in some kind of Saurian-era contract ritual.
I wonder if the contract is something similar as, like, Baiju and Changsheng's, like, contract? Because that would make a lot of sense.
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use that as my entry ticket to the association. But after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. The best laid plans, huh? I'll just have to wait and see if things improve. Or... you look like you know your way around a fight. I don't suppose there's any chance you'd be able to help?
Shouldn't we prepare for the Turnfire night or whatever?
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right? The Traveler deals with monsters all the time. It's a piece of cake.
We can't just keep offering our services like this, my guy.
Wait, you're seriously gonna help me out?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped into before, this is nothing.
This is true, but also, should we be preparing for Turnfire night?
Pyro Archon above, you two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire deep in the bowels of the Night Kingdom, and it wouldn't burn a single hair off your head.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Of course it is. All right, come with me. I'll show you the way. There it is.
Wolfhounds.
It's inside these ruins. As you can see, the place is crawling with monsters.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago. This could get dangerous. We'll take care of them.
Great minds think alike. I'm not about to cramp your style.
Wonder what that's depicting. I mean, he literally said, but I can't really see it from here while I'm fighting these guys.
That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the sense to stay in his hiding place, or things could have gotten really hairy for him.
Where's Tiago?
Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mural.
Oh, this looks like a Yumkisor. Little one on the small side.
True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole huge wall. This looks looks more like someone with a paintbrush got bored and started doodling. It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. So, is that supposed to be what an ancient contract ritual looked like?
Maybe it's about the
Whatever,
Turnfire
we're not
because
here to
plot is
decipher
plotting.
it, just photograph it.
Perhaps this is just, you know... Hello? Okay. Oh, you think this was Enjo's doing? It could be, because the artwork is very similar to Enka's style.
That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought my luck was bad.
Oh, I put blood, sweat, and tears into that, and now I've got nothing to show for it. Some gap-toothed goon stole it from me.
Huh?
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Pyro Archon above, you two are superhumans. Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame bearers, and they're tough as nails.
Wait, are you the Traveler and Paimon?
Perhaps, you know...
Huh? You already know each other?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you.
Nephew?
He says you're crazy
Oh.
strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and that you're gonna be our flame bearers this Turnfire night.
Yeah. Why do you... I just realized how strong of a New York accent you have.
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you, sir. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
We're just famous.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Everyone speaks incredibly highly of them. Seriously, if you're comfortable telling them about what happened, I guarantee you they'll sort it out in no time.
Wait. I have to agree to the terms, though. We can't be offering up our services willy-nilly, you know.
Really? All I want is to get the fruits of my labor back.
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely acclaimed book, Yupanqui's Turnfire. Unfortunately, the book was stolen by a treasure hoarder a few hours ago.
I spent years of my life researching that book. I visited every last ruin, interviewed every descendant of every hero in our history. On the word Malipo alone, I covered at least 5 different interpretations of the meaning based on accounts from different villages.
It was an unparalleled masterpiece.
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk. He snatched all of my belongings, including my entire manuscript.
Why do I feel like this is Enjo?
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it. Look at him. Lost and listless. He's a shell of the man he was.
Okay, I can't help but harbor suspicion because of this particular line. Don't get me wrong. I love history, and I hate history that's being erased. This seems so fucking staged. Oh, that book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it. Look at him, so life and lost and listless. He's just a shell of a man that he was. I'm sorry, that's so staged. Like, I don't want to be sus of these people, but I am so sus. He's just a little guy. Maybe perhaps he's just a little researcher, right? And I do want to help him if that's the case, because I hate when history's lost. I hate when, like, oral history gets erased. It makes me so mad. But, like, I don't like how this was phrased, you know? I just think he doesn't really care about this guy's dumb book. It could also be that, and he's trying to be like, please, I'm trying to pawn this off to another person. Which, I don't know, that says more about you than it does about, like, the person that's asking for help. I would honestly help him, like...
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student.
I am but a feeble scholar.
For Toba and Tiago's sake, please help me. I beg of you.
Well, where were you ambushed?
See what I mean, Ponche? Now you've run into these two, your luck's about to change. Big time.
I don't know if he's still there, but come on, I'll take you. Hey! You thieving rat! Give me my things back!
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved butt first into a tree hollow.
Damn, okay, that's okay. Just give him back his book, homie.
Oh, what's this? Brought a little bodyguard with you, huh? All right, let's see what you've got. What's this?
8
Eat
hands.
dirt, suckers!
Did you just pocket sand me? Fucking twat. Where is he? Homie actually fucking sand, like... Stop kicking dirt in my eyes.
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, gods, and kings, I can't run any longer.
This sounds like a theater thing. What's going on?
Please, I don't have your stuff anymore. Have mercy.
Oh, yeah? Well, where is it then?
I threw it away.
This is so... I'm sorry. This is wasting all of our time. What is going on?
You threw it away?
Why did you steal it in the first place if you were just gonna throw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book, worn out pens, and some old rags. All that time lying in wait was for nothing. I was so mad, I just threw all of it away.
Where'd you throw it, my guy?
Is that really the truth? Okay, then. Where did you throw it away?
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth. May all my worldly possessions be turned to ash by Turnfire if I'm lying.
Okay, that's a pretty strong oath.
Can we just, like, I don't know, bring him to the chief first, be like, hey, this guy stole something, we need to investigate, and then go that way?
What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth.
Go back to where we were and see if we can find anything. No. We bring him to the chief first and then find the things afterwards. I think that would be smarter.
Right. Let's hope nobody gets to the book before we do. We'll never get it back then.
Meanwhile, in a hidden cave. Oh god, Kinich, if you're not doing something right now, I'm going to riot. Games.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Huitztlan, it always comes with the more ominous implication of eventual tragedy.
Wait. Okay, so... Kinich, your tutor for making a how nicer is Enjo, 1. We been knew that. 2. His method is to tell him bedtime stories?
This holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. Each one of them died of non-natural causes, as if the specter of the Turnfire was always lurking in the background.
I'm not gonna lie, I want Enjo's VA to read me an audiobook. I feel like it'd be very nice.
This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always watching the name-bearer, examining their actions, and eventually demanding payment in return. None can escape this payment, unless, perhaps, they could honestly swear by Turnfire to never make a single mistake in their entire life. Yuponki's Turnfire. What an incredible work on ancient name philology. I can't believe it was just lying there for me to take.
Okay, villain voice came back. All right.
Let me see.
Snapped me out of
the
it.
Author is Ponche. Nice. A gentleman and a scholar.
Silence, book muncher.
Book muncher?
Kahula will suffer your droning voice no longer.
I'm sorry, that's such a funny insult. I'm calling someone a book muncher at some point.
Do you truly find no joy at all in perusing such rich historical records?
Joy? What joy is there in this pointless drivel?
Wow, okay, so a how is literally every Twitter user in existence.
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end. Maybe that's the price you pay for the name that means price?
What? You're saying Kinich will die a violent death? So I'll finally get to take over his body?
Okay, Mr. Tail, relax.
When will that glorious day arrive? The great Kahula demands to know!
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You make us Abyss Order folks look like saints in comparison.
I'm sorry, if Sanka's calling you irredeemable, I don't know where that ranking is anymore.
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahula is sheer vanity. And if that day ever comes, oh, your doom will soon follow.
You don't need to lecture me about doomsday.
Yeah, that is true.
Here's what I know. Based on countless historical texts, all civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms to heavenly thrones to worlds beyond, there are no exceptions. But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcending the confines of time. That dust is what we call a civilization's spirit. And you, great Kahul Ahau, are one such speck of dust from a bygone age. I've paid dearly for the chance to observe you up close.
Oh, he actually paid money for this. Okay, why?
Now, let me take a good look at you. We'll see whether any memories of that age still remain inside you.
So, I think Enjo is still trying to find information for the Abyss Orders. That's what's happening. And how does Kinich benefit from all this, actually? Like, history with Ahau, maybe?
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your manuscript anywhere.
Does that mean all of my hard work was for nothing?
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind it are still intact. Surely you remember the main points at least?
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the Turnfire Night is because I hoped that maybe it might help us find a way through these trying times.
Oh no!
But now...
The Chekhov's gun is Chekhov gunning. I guess it can't help us until we get a Deus Ex Machina. You mean you solved the Mountain King problem?
Well, not exactly. But I thought my research might at least be a starting point.
Oh, really? So what did you find out in your research?
I think the key to all of this lies in the power of Malipo.
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power. Symbolic power doesn't count.
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case. Given that it first arose in the era of the first Pyro Archon, it might contain remnants of Shibalanke's power.
Yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me when I was a little kid. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that stuff by your age.
Hey, okay, listen. Fairy tales usually have a history behind it. Maybe you just shut up and leave. Like, homie's being so judgmental. I don't understand.
I'm not talking about childhood superstitions here. There is evidence.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss. But there's more to it than that.
I love that Paimon is so concerned.
The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo at the cost of his own life. If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived longer, not shorter, after being contaminated by the Abyss?
Would the Conrians count? I mean, this is probably not general knowledge, but would the Conrians count?
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the hilly—
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious ritual involving a tit-for-tat exchange.
So there was a demon involved. I don't know, I'm making up shit as I go along.
It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the Night Kingdom. And now, it awaits the call of its new bearer.
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Ponche, but you seem to be getting a little overexcited.
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kinich. I'd hoped he would be attending the upcoming ceremony.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Oh? That's crazy.
Kinich, what are you doing here?
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up. Now a good time?
Kinich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but you have to attend the Turnfire Night.
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the history of the Turnfire, and thinks he might have found a way for you to solve the problem.
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go.
Wow, that was resolved so fast, and I love him for that.
Here will do.
We're... Okay, you know what? Whatever. Have you found a way to summon a beastly rift?
Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If that works, we have our planned come Turnfire night.
Will Enjo be there? Or Senka? Or whatever he's calling himself now?
Sounds like you're not considering Ponche's idea.
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical solution with concrete steps to follow.
Yet. Are you saying you think he might actually be onto something?
I think
doesn't
it's
know.
possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final
Oh!
moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back, and instead pass his blood and power on to the Mountain King.
Hey, that's like a very important detail that I wish was, like, kind of explained earlier, because that changes the vibe about everything.
Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe it was just out of loyalty to his friend.
I think it was out of loyalty, let's be real.
Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate was sealed from the moment he took the Malipo name, it makes sense to me.
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a straight face?
Because he's just telling you the truth. I don't know what happened.
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. His mind is so disordered, it took some time to piece it all together. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events.
That makes sense.
The truth is even darker.
Yeah, that's how history works, buddy. I feel like they did sort of mention Burkina and Kog'Maw in the main quest, but they brushed it over quickly. They did, but they didn't mention that he was killed by the Mountain King, you know? Isn't the Kinich one of the people who got all his memories from the original heroes who fought Malvika against the Abyss 500 years ago? The same guy as the OG Turnfire guy? He might have gotten that history, yeah, so he might know more about Mountain King than we realize.
The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering and feels great shame. I believe he wants to be put out of his misery.
What? Then what should we do? Should we grant him his wish?
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home.
So your goal hasn't changed.
It's the only practical solution. The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Ending his life would be like desecrating a statue. Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters, and we can't afford to have any more.
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can we follow our hearts next time?
Then let's break for the day. I've already found a suitable venue for tomorrow.
Oh?
You're here. Very punctual.
Very demure, very mindful, yes?
Oh, so the gruesome twosome come crawling back. Here to make amends after the gross irreverence you displayed last time? Very well. The almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula shall grant you the audience that you seek. Now pucker up and kiss our feet.
Can you punt him out of existence, please, for a second?
Kinich, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just as out of control as ever! Hey! No one gets to discipline the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula. No one!
How do you deal with this, my guy?
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon to compare against.
Gentle-natured? I don't know about that one, Chief. You are thinking very highly of Paimon.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, I see what I'm missing out on now. And it's a lot.
Kinich! We could drown this measly flying ant in one droplet of spit! How dare you compare her to the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula? Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will commit heinous atrocities! Tear down your legacy! Destroy your reputation! Wreak havoc on your...
Nuts. These nuts. Relax the how.
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business.
To defeat the Huns?
Once we've opened the beastly rift, you're welcome to toss a How in there for a couple of days.
Oh, sick, nice.
With pleasure. You don't need to ask twice.
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal energy.
That's what you traded with him? What the hell did you... How does that work?
The Rift Towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the rift for ourselves.
How did you get your hands on it? I mean, I know how as the player, but how did you get your hands on this?
You'll find out soon enough. First, let's try this out.
Okay,
They'll
clear
tear you
the
to
rift.
pieces
Oh,
given half the chance, so be careful.
oh, please, I'm stuck on here. I'm stuck on this platform. Don't look at me. Right, Tignari's still dead.
Let's get it on!
I think I messed up the sword, is what I'm hearing. Oh, did I get trial Kinich? That explains why he's doing damage. Wow. That explains a lot, actually. That explains a lot. Ooh. Where's Kinich? Where'd he go?
Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
Of course there are. Who's surprised? Hi, baby girl.
You
What's
see,
going on?
Kinich? I'm a man of my word. In fact, I'd say I under-promised and over-delivered. Nifty little gizmo, isn't it?
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase of our relationship. I made a promise to the great Kahula How, and now I'm here to seize your body for his use. Cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sells him out to the abyss in a shocking act of betrayal. Cue bad guy speech and drawn out death sequence.
Shut up. Okay, I love... Man, I miss Enjo so much.
Huh? Angel?
Welcome back, baby girl.
Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh, Mr. Kinich, this is not what we agreed on.
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the Abyss Order, so I thought he might be of use to you.
You brought us a present! You shouldn't have. Oh my god, best present. We can basically get married now.
But it looks like you've already met.
Yeah, we met. I've kicked his ass before.
Yikes. Frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this moment going a little differently. Tears of joy welling up in your eyes as you say the words, "It's good to see you again, old friend."
Oh yeah, tears are welling in my eyes as I'm ready to, like, throw my hands back and punch you in the face. But you know, it's around the same feeling. Bros writing fanfic is so true and real. That's why we love Enjo.
Don't be ridiculous. Sounds like you've been reading too many romance novels.
Oh my god, he's really actually writing fanfic. He's in his AO3 era.
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever. What a pity. Well then, time for you to meet the new me. This time, please call me Sanka.
Sanka! Aha! So you're Glasses Guy! You tricked Huni and Toba into telling you a bunch of stories!
Hi, Enjo Sanka.
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what's deep down inside that counts. And I've shown you the deepest parts of me.
Hey, yo, at least take me to dinner first. You mean the masochistic parts?
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting like a wise guy? You looking for a fight?
I'll pass. I do rather like you.
Oh my god, he likes us?
But my one quibble is that you really don't know your own strength.
What are you doing here, buddy?
Wait, of course. You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity. Let Paimon guess. You've been provoking the Mountain King too.
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interests are far more low stakes. I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads and books. You really think a benchwarmer like me is capable of more than that?
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. Just happens to be in the area.
Can you be not in this area? Because you're causing a lot of problems. I'm just saying.
So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do some historical research.
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, I was hoping this would be an opportune moment to whisk away his body. That would have given me some more time to study the great Kahula How. But now I've run into you, which is just my luck. Or maybe I've incited the wrath of the Turnfire, and this is the price I have to pay. But I don't understand. What did I do wrong?
You tricked Huni and Toba.
Wait, does that count?
Yes.
Let me think.
How? You are the worst of the worst! Colluding with the Abyss Order against Kinich? How could you betray your partner? There is no betrayal. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How is a partner to no one.
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match for our lowly servant. I put up with this toad croaking for days, and it was all for nothing.
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective, Mr. Enjo.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really our thing. Otherwise, we might as well change our name from the Abyss Order to the Abyss Boarding School.
At this point, it's sounding more and more like that.
The abysmal disorder would suit you better.
Oh?
Kinich! Dispose of him! He is of no further use to us!
Traveler?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Be my guest. The Abyss Order is a threat after all.
Hey now, I may be a lowly clerk, but don't underestimate me. I could never beat you in a straight-up fight, but when it comes to running away, I won't lose to anyone.
Okay.
Do me a favor and remember how fast I disappear.
Oh, there he goes.
Maybe then you'll show me a little respect next time.
Homie, you said you don't run away. Homie just disappeared out of nowhere. All right.
Darn! He got away again! Couldn't you have stopped him?
It's all right. He's not worth our time and energy.
Exactly.
Besides, it seems like he's in debt to a lot of people. I'm sure they'll keep him busy.
True. You guys let him go? Is it because he's baby girl? Is that what it is? Guys, I want to put a leash on Sanka? Okay. Maybe at least that we can track him down that way, but I don't think this will help.
If you say so. Still, Paimon's kind of surprised that you actually struck a deal with someone from the Abyss Order.
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you call it the Abyss Order or anything else, it's a broad generalization at best.
Also, haven't we teamed up with the Abyss Order at one point for other reasons? And also the Fatui, at this point, we're just as morally gray as everyone else.
Think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted each one, you'd find that they're all at different stages of ripening. Even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before it's fully grown can still be brewed into a fine wine. Everything has its use.
Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not such a bad apple. Not rotten to the core, at least.
No, he's just a little, he has his reasons for being in the Abyss Order, that's all I know.
Of course! Only the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, is rotten to the core and evil beyond redemption. Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway? You're definitely the evilest little thing Paimon's ever met.
Don't worry, he can't hurt a fly.
You signed the contract?
You could say that.
What does that mean?
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might come with a terrible cost attached. Is that true?
Such as a How watching me like a ravenous vulture?
Vulture? Vulture! We are the Dragon Supreme! Sovereign ruler of the Nation of Flame!
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting kinda late.
I just realized How doesn't have any lights in his eyes? Homie's dead on the inside like child.
You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead. Tomorrow's Turnfire night. Time to light the sacred flame and burn away the filth for a legendary 500-year-old warrior.
Did we not go? We didn't go over the plan. Guys!
Oh, yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is making Paimon a little nervous. For all the work we've put in, it all comes down to tomorrow night.
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. Good luck to us both.
Good luck to us both.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. Make sure not to change the time straight away. Hey, bud.
What happened to getting some rest?
I'm still anxious about Enjo.
You're cautious, like me. I get it. But don't worry, like I said, I investigated, and I'm confident he has nothing to do with the Mountain King situation. Before he got tangled up with us, he was looking into the Mare Javari.
The Mare Javari?
That's another major part of Natlan's history.
Mare Javari lore drop! The Mare Javari lore drop!
Our ancestor, Burkina, once fought a campaign there alongside the 5 other heroes. But it's not such an easy place to get to these days. That's about all I know, though. I have yet to take a job that involves the Mare Javari.
Mare Javari lore drop! Oh my god.
What happened to getting some rest?
The smallest crumbs?
The house piqued your interest, huh? It's true that he's a relic from an earlier Saurian age, but since we're bound to each other by a contract, you can see him as my companion for now. I know he can be awful, but don't worry. As long as I'm still around, he can't do that much damage.
What does that mean?
That's a key part of the contract. The How has to obey my orders and lend me his power for as long as I live.
So similar to Baiju Chang Chang.
And after I die, a How gets control of my body. That's the price.
Isn't that very similar to a demon's contract?
Crazy, isn't it? That was probably the first time I really appreciated what it meant to pay a price. Then once I signed the contract, I received the ancient name Malipo. But that's a whole other story. We can get into it another time if you're interested.
I'm in fact very interested, my good sir. You have a lot of lore that you're not telling me. So why are the Abyss Mages investigating the Mare Javari specifically? I'm assuming that might be a major plot point in Acts 3, 4, or 5. Would they pull up the Mare Javari in main story? Did we get it mentioned in main story? We got it mentioned in Venti's story quest, but that's it. You think it's just Enjo? He could still relay information to the Abyss Order, though. Kinich being like, I'll make an offhand comment and then tell you to fucking sleep. Right, you don't think that's gonna keep us up at night?
Ah, at long last, you're back. I hear you've done much for our people these last few days. Everyone has nothing but praise for you. Many young people have heard the rumors too. They're all eager to meet our new flame bearer.
Well, they won't have to wait for long. It's almost time for the ceremony. We really hope we can resolve the Mountain King situation quickly and smoothly. Seems like a lot of people have been worrying about it, huh?
Well, it's nearly time. So, if you're ready, then follow me to the ceremony site.
Note, the party cannot be changed during Turnfire Night ritual. Please choose a suitable party in advance. Oh no, let's head off.
Off we go!
Here we are.
Our honored guests have arrived. I have heard much about your fine work over the past few days. I hope you'll allow us to thank you properly after tonight's ceremony.
Interesting, Waina is not saying anything. He's being very face value, just, you know, the politeness, that's it.
Don't worry about it. Getting this huge venue ready must have been a huge task. No need to make extra work for yourselves on our account.
Oh, if it means getting the Mountain King issue resolved, no cost is too great to bear.
A resolution will come in due course, but every great fire starts as a tiny spark. We must take it one step at a time.
No one would disagree with you if that were possible, Chief, but it's been far too long since we've seen a real step forward. Look around you. Can't you see how our numbers have dwindled since the last Turnfire night?
The ceremony was arranged on short notice. Many are away from home and could not make it back in time.
That may be so, but still.
Good evening, Traveler in Paimon.
Kinich! Not a moment too soon.
Chief Waina, Elder Trinidad, could you give us a minute? I'd like to give the Traveler a few pointers as the previous flame bearer.
Very well, but make it quick. Let me know when you're done and we will begin the ceremony.
Okay.
Let's step to the side. Has anyone gone over the key steps of the ceremony with you yet?
No.
Yeah, Elder Trinidad did, but, Paimon seems to have forgotten them.
Light torches. That's all I got.
Surprise! The flying ant has an ant-sized brain.
Ooh.
If you don't want your tongue to be burned off by the sacred flame tonight, I suggest you stay quiet.
I'm sorry, that's so funny.
See those sacred flame pillars? Once you've lit the fire, go light each one up in turn.
Oh, wow. Okay, they are really not on the floor. Okay. I know he said that Kinich could just go around all of them without having to touch the floor, but now I realize I'm gonna have to do the same thing.
Once that's done, head down into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers, light the braziers along the way, then bring the flame to the final altar. Then the ceremony is complete.
That sounds simple enough.
The process isn't complicated, but remember, you mustn't turn back at any point. If you miss a pillar, you can't light the next one, then come back to it. You have to keep moving forward, or it's seen as disrespecting our ancestors. If that happens, you won't receive the blessing of the Turnfire, and you'll have to start over.
Okay.
I made you a diagram that summarizes the steps. Take a look.
Where's the diagram? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay. It goes in a circle. That's fine. So outer circle and then goes inwards. Got you. An illustration of the Turnfire Night ritual. It resembles the Scions of Canopy's totem.
So that's our part. What about you?
I thought he was joking when he said he couldn't touch the floor.
I'll be with you the whole way. And once you've lit the altar, I'll start summoning the rift.
Okay.
You can leave that side of things to me. Just focus on your part.
Okay. We'll try to remember all that and get it right the first time.
Well then, shall we begin?
Ready when you are. But I think I saw Huni and the others just now. Maybe you should say hi before you start.
You need time to prepare,
Might
don't
make
you?
Just tell the chief when you're ready.
All right. I think you needed time to prepare. Prepared the ceremony. Where's Huni? Hi, girly pop.
Mr. Traveler, you look so cool today.
Someone fucked this up for a little bit. Mr. Nickname. You look so too cool today, Bracket. You look so pretty today, Bracket. That seems like an issue. Man, I didn't know you can voice brackets.
You're gonna make sure the Mountain King never threatens us again, right? I believe in you. I'll be cheering you on the whole time.
I forgot about that. I guess it's not fixed yet.
Mighty Outlanders, the time has finally come. You know what must be done. Please remember, you must cleanse as much abyssal energy as you can. This is the only way to prolong the Mountain King's slumber. I am sure you have what it takes.
Okay. A lot to wait on an outlander like me.
Mr. Traveler, you're finally here! I even dragged my uncle out to watch the ceremony.
Although I'd hoped for the Malipo name-bearer to perform this ceremony, that was never anything to do with you, so please don't take it personally. I got thinking last night, and I realized if the lesson of Malipo is to look forwards, then I should accept that my book is gone and start anew.
Maybe we should get that book back from Enjo. How about that?
Besides, I'll have even more to write about this time, given this will be our first Turnfire ceremony featuring a flame-bearer from another land. I'll be taking detailed notes.
Good luck, Mr. Traveler. You got this.
Pretty funny that Aether says that we look cool, but for Lumine she says that she's pretty. I guess it's a gender descriptor or something like that. I'm not sure. Right, Enjo needs to come
How
back.
are you doing? Is all in order?
I'm done. Let's go.
I'm counting on you. Don't forget what we talked about. By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on. My brothers and sisters, the time has come to light the fire once again, and let the Turnfire night shine bright in Huitztlan.
Go to the altar to obtain kindling of sacred flame. Once you obtain the flame, draw close to a brazier to ignite it. The ritual has a specific order to it. Pass the sacred flame according to the fixed order or fail. Wow. Or fail? Damn. Head straight forward to the ritual's end. Turning back now will spell not but failure. So this is the starting point. Okay, and then I have to turn
Go get the
left.
sacred flame.
All right, I'm using Kinich. I don't want to do that.
Nicely done. Off to a good start. Great stuff.
This is so much faster than using a Yukazor. Oh god.
You're over halfway. Keep it up.
I'm focusing so hard.
Just one more to go.
Okay, I'm running. Don't
Come
turn
on,
back,
one
don't turn
last
back.
Push. The final sacred flame pillar is up ahead.
I'm going, I'm running. I'm going. I'm so locked in, bro. Bro, it's a ritual. I can't be not locked in. What if I mess it up? No, I'm not looking back. What am I, Orpheus? I like this panning shot.
Great. All the pillars are alight. Next, it's down into the canyon and head for the Mountain King's cave.
Whee! Oh, wee! Hold on. Mountain King. Where'd you go, buddy? God, I'm making sure I'm not missing anything. Hello? Sir, do you want to light? You don't want to light, homie? Is this one I'm not supposed to light? You already missed one? Listen, they said not to turn back. I'm just lighting flames, bro. You missed all of them? They said not to turn back. I was following instructions. Okay, you might actually need to turn back. Okay, so what's with the lore about, hey, don't turn back if they're gonna lock me into turning back? D-Luke was back there, tempting.
Strong. We should deal with the contamination first.
How do we deal with the contamination first? Like what, these? Those apparently, yep. Hello? Oh my god. What happened? D-Luke was back there? Y'all wild for that. Please, I'm still learning how to use a how. Just use the turn fire. I'm going to lose my mind. Use
10 points for agility.
Shut up, a how. Don't turn back. Pardon the ancestors. How did I do it the first time? Walk up to it. E. There we go. Wow, see guys, we're learning. Who would have thought?
10 points
my
for
God.
agility.
Sir, just grab this and go. Thank you. Can I get it from up here? No? Okay, I went up there for nothing. I just grabbed Yoshi. Okay, the first time I used the Yoshi, I had a problem with it, so we're not doing Yoshi. What am I missing? There's probably more. I know there's more. Where is it? Oh, down here. It's 1, 2. Okay. Hello?
There's the altar of the sacred flame. Remember, light up the torches around it first.
Light up the torches around it first. Okay. Did I miss one? Did I miss one? Did I miss one? Yes. Bro, this is why I should have stayed locked in.
Woohoo! We've lit up the final altar! That's the Mountain King up ahead, right?
That's him. Kangamato, king of the Yumkasaurs from 500 years ago. He's very powerful.
Paimon can tell. He's huge.
Yumkasaur, you are huge!
You don't want to wake him up.
We pretend to purify the king?
You've made it at last. You did even better than I expected.
Wait, hold on. So everyone can just walk up here? Is that like a thing?
Traveler, now comes the final and most important step of the ceremony. Please use the power of the sacred flame to cleanse the Mountain King of abyssal filth.
There's no need this time.
Hmm?
Such strong abyssal power. What is that thing? Kinich, what is the meaning of this?
Is that a beastly rift?
Chief Huayna, Elder Trinidad, this is about to get a little dangerous. You should step back.
What do you think you're doing?
Solving the Mountain King issue.
You mean by having him torn to pieces by rift hounds?
Oh my god.
No, stop! We can't let that happen!
Foolish Locust! Can't you see? We're trying to shove your Locust King into the beastly rift!
But...
I'm sorry, Chief Huayna and Elder Trinidad. This is the only way.
Can you promise me that no harm will come to the Mountain King?
I can't guarantee it, but I'm fairly confident.
Traveler, this is not what we agreed on. You must cleanse the Mountain King of every last trace of abyssal contamination.
Ooh, either we take responsibility or say this is Kinich's idea. I don't like the idea of pawning it off to Kinich. But also, it shouldn't be my choice to decide whether or not he dies or not. It is up to the people within the Scions of the Canopy. You threw Kinich under the bus? So here's my thing. It was his idea. You're not wrong, but I also feel empathy for the Mountain King. It is really Kinich's idea. Did we agree with it? Kinda. We just went along with it. I don't want him to take all the blame, though. Kinich would have done this with or without us. That is true. I still feel bad. I'm just gonna say I didn't want him to die.
Okay, I see what this is. You've been in cahoots this whole time.
Yeah, that we've been new. Don't stop. Oh, you're gonna cause problems, bitch. He's gonna cause problems. And you destroyed it. Good job, buddy.
Ugh, you imbecile! What have you done? Oh no! The device is destroyed!
Not like we can contact Enjo again.
You forced my hand. I had no choice.
Elder Trinidad? What are you doing?
How is he still asleep, actually?
The Mountain King is waking up! He will cause even more casualties!
Or he's waking up.
Everyone, out! Now!
Nah, you're not trying to try and kill him, right? Oh, he is Enki! Oh, great! Good job, buddy!
Well, it seems there is only one way to awaken you all from your willful blindness. More sacrifices must be made.
Okay. Bro will die.
Take me, oh Mountain King! Take me as your next sacrifice!
You are stupid. You're stupid. You are actually stupid. Bro is actually willingly getting himself killed. Oh, he is dead!
Everyone's still outside. We have to keep the Mountain King here. Give me a hand.
Oh wow, he really does have dendro resistance. Oh boy. It's fine. That's why we brought Arlecchino in here.
Watch out for the fruits he's spitting out. I can use those against him.
Or we'd blow them up because that's how the boss works.
Let the world collide!
Rise!
Listen, Trial Kinich is better than my Kinich right now, okay? Leave me alone. I love that I brought Zhongli and I didn't do anything about that.
That's unexpected.
Ooh, maybe I spoke too soon.
Solidify.
Zhongli, please.
Claim these souls. Locked up.
Your souls in sacrifice!
That's what he sounds like?
What do we
I
do?
want to
We
squish
can't
him.
open the rift!
Kill me! Put an end to Huitztlan's shame!
By past fuel and present flame, life marches ever on.
I don't think we could have done this ritual without Kinich in here.
I must atone.
Patience. We will answer to the fire for all our deeds. Even if one day I fall behind, never look back. Keep moving forward, as we are now.
Live with your guilt and shame. This is the price to pay.
Heir to the Turnfire, please use my ruined vessel to train the heroes of the future. The will of Kongamato will march ever on, till the abyss is stamped out.
The following day, the Scions of Canopy tribe. Kinich was definitely totally replaceable. You know, we don't have the ancient name or whatever in order to purify him or something. You know, definitely so replaceable. This went hard for me. Can I have a hot take? The entire time, I was just like, this is a Disney theme park ride. I know it was supposed to be an emotional moment. That's what it was giving me. I'm so sorry for the Kinich lovers, but that's what I felt like. I don't know. Maybe I feel like if we had more of a build-up, this sacrifice would mean a little bit more to me. But I'm kind of just like, we had so much focus about everyone fighting over this one dude, and the guy wasn't even focused on the entire part. Yeah, I got a little bit emotional. I got emotional seeing the ancient name bearer from so long ago, but that was it. When homie was just like, use my cursed body to like train the people of the future, I'm just like, okay, so we just figured out a way to make the boss relevant. That's it. Genuinely, I feel like if we had more of a focus on the actual lore of like the story behind it, rather than everyone literally arguing like, no, this is so cursed, we blah, blah, blah. And then the other side is like, no, but he's like a cultural thing. Maybe if I understood what they were fighting for, I would feel more pain. It was something, but not enough building up from Kongamato's point of view. I think like the reveal was Kongamato's point of view, which I don't think that's a very good reveal, mainly because we aren't that invested in the Mountain King in the first place. We literally were more invested in the choice itself. We just need some happy. And don't get me wrong, I want the happiness. I want the happiness in part of this because we've had so much conflict in it. It just like, yeah, it happened. We went through like 6 patches of depression. No, you're right. You're so right. And I'm like, I also want that happy ending. I just don't think this writing was it. You know? Maybe that's just my perspective on it, though. We got the angst, but the comfort was like 3 seconds towards the end. Yeah, I wish it would have been interesting if we had more of a chance to talk to Kongomoto more, or like maybe if like the speech was different. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's another way to write this. I feel like maybe if we continue this story, we'll get like the happy ending of it, but I don't think this is something that any of the tribe's leaders wanted. Like any of the elders. The Trinidad wanted him to like straight up die, which technically he did die. He got fully purified by Kinich. So he got his happy ending. Waina is, I guess, is happy-ish because he's still there. It kind of solves all the situations, but it's technically not in the way that they would want it.
Traveler, you've come at just the right time. I have some good news for you.
Oh?
Trinidad's condition is stabilized.
Okay, so he's not dead.
He suffered burns on much of his body, but we believe he'll survive.
Yeah, homie took a fireball to his entire body.
Guess that's the best news we could hope for. Paimon has to ask, is everyone in your tribe such a risk taker? First Kinich, then Elder Trinidad? Is this the Scions of the Canopy's adventurous spirit in action?
We're simply not afraid to charge ahead into the unknown.
Is Kinich okay?
He's fine. Don't worry. He's gone to check on the Mountain King. Something most mysterious has happened. After the incident yesterday, a transparent shell is formed around the Mountain King's body. We don't understand the mechanism behind it, but the shell appears to insulate him against the influence of abyssal power. It is somewhat akin to a scab, in that it stops the abyssal energy within him from bleeding out, while also preventing further abyssal energy from seeping in and infecting him. We've never seen anything like it. The tribe's most senior elders believe it was caused when he was burned by the sacred flame, similar to the way burned wood becomes charcoal. I think their theory makes sense. After all, we've never thrown the Mountain King directly into the sacred flame before.
Wow. So it's made a barrier against abyssal energy? That's a good thing, right?
It's practically a miracle from what we've seen of it so far. It means that the Mountain King's level of abyssal energy is now stable. No longer will we need to perform an annual cleansing ceremony.
You know what the feeling is? I feel like, although most Genshin stories end with a Deus Ex Machina, I feel like this Deus Ex Machina wasn't at least earned, air quotes, in some way, because it doesn't feel like the other parts of the story lead up to this one part. Like, we didn't have to be here. If Kinich threw Kongomoto in the fire and then found out the other way, like, oh, like, homie just went in the fire, that's it. This still would have resolved the same way. It just felt like we weren't part of the story.
Wow, that's amazing!
Was it really just the power of the sacred flame?
I know what you're thinking. The young people in the tribe are already speculating that yesterday's ceremony was a Turnfire night like none other in our history. Because you and Kinich, you summoned the very flame that appears in our ancient legends. A great transparent ball of fire. And that fire is what saved the Mountain King.
Whoa! So that was the real Turnfire?
I may be the chief of this tribe, but I've only ever known the Turnfire as a concept in our legends. I cannot answer that question. If anyone can answer it, I suspect it would be the bearer of the Malipo name. He is in the Mountain King's cave as we speak.
Ah, so Kinich then. Why don't we go see how he's doing?
I think the biggest BS is Trinidad should have fully died. No! The fact he didn't die is crazy to me. Like, that was a full fireball from an ancient deity, basically, and homie didn't die? What kind of magical god powers do you have where you're not immediately dead by fireball?
Hey, Kinich!
Hey yourselves. You two doing okay after yesterday?
Oh my god, was that a laugh? Did I get a laugh out of Kinich?
We were gonna ask you the same question. You scared Paimon half to death when you rushed into the fire.
Sorry, I couldn't just stand and watch the Mountain King get burned alive.
So you thought you'd try and extinguish the sacred flame with Dendro? Or is that an attempt to make the almighty Dragon Lord Kahulahow die of laughter?
The Sacred Flame only possesses a fraction of the Pyro Archon's power. It's not as if I was fighting the Pyro Archon herself.
Kinich, when you went into the flames, were you intending to,
Intending to what?
to, do the same thing as Burkina?
Because they can't say the word unalive in this story because of the age rating.
Sacrifice myself? Of course not. My focus was on keeping the Mountain King alive, not on what it would cost. But now I'm curious. What made you think I was going to sacrifice myself?
That's interesting because everyone pins him as someone who is so worried about the cost, and then Kinich is just like, no, I just wanted to save him. Like, I didn't care about what that would cost me.
Well, because everyone's saying the Turnfire is what saved the king last night. And Ponche's theory was that summoning the Turnfire is a tit-for-tat exchange, right? So, Paimon thought you decided to pay for it with your life.
So you've heard that rumor too. I'm afraid I can't say for sure. What happened yesterday was a first for me too.
Well, even if you don't know, there's probably no one in the world who does.
What I would say is, if that really was the power of the Turnfire, I'd sooner believe that the Mountain King summoned it himself.
But why?
The
Why
Mountain
now?
Then, what price did he pay?
The core meaning of price is not atonement or compensation, but what you're willing to give up in order to obtain what you want. It's easy to die for your sins. Much harder to live with the guilt and keep on going. In the end, the Mountain King chose the latter option. For Burkina and for the tribe. That's the price he paid.
Alright, so how is the Mountain King doing now?
Health-wise, there's nothing to worry about. He'll enter a fighting stance whenever we set foot in his territory. But his attacks are gentler now and not as crazed as before. Like he said yesterday, he just intends to be a sparring partner for people to practice with.
You said health-wise. Is something else bothering you?
Yeah, I tried communicating with him again, but he didn't respond.
We dare say that Locust King has well and truly lost its mind. The lights are on, but nobody is home. Its body remains fighting fit thanks to the perverse power of the Abyss, but time has been less kind to its soul. It was ground to a pulp long ago.
So maybe like a shadow of the abyss, kind of like an image of the past?
But we saw him come back to his senses yesterday. That was merely one last burst of brain activity before it croaked. As you humans would say, it went out with a bang.
That does also happen a lot with death. Like, a lot of people get a lot of energy, especially as you get older. There's like a thing called the wave where like the person slowly declines over time and they suddenly have a lot of energy. That's how you know they're very close to death.
Oh, come on! Stop being such a doomer. Paimon bets the Mountain King has finally let go of the tragedies of the past now and is focusing on moving forward. That's why he doesn't have time to chat with us. He's too busy thinking about the future.
Sure, Paimon, believe whatever you want.
Well, at least it means my fellow tribespeople can move forward now, too. Thank you for your help, Traveler. I owe you one.
You already gave me that gift.
Yeah, that's right. You caught Enjo for us, remember?
He did kind of escape.
But he ended up being completely useless. It's not a fair trade if you lost out.
That crab over here, oh god, you can't see it, but like this crab, look at that crab, guys. It's doing its best.
That's on him. It's not your fault he's useless. Besides, we're friends now. You don't know us anything.
Friends? But your friendship is an even more valuable gift. I can't in good conscience accept it for free.
Oh my god, he says we're worthy, he says we're priceless, that's crazy.
So promise me, if you need anything in the future, you'll come to me.
I got you, girly pop.
For you, I'll do anything.
Oh my god, that's basically a confession at this point. Like, hello, sir? For you, I'll do anything. Oh my god, after story?
In the end, only poor little Huni got the sad ending.
Yeah, everyone's happy except me. First Nana, then my dad. Why does everyone in my family have to suffer?
Huni, it'll be okay. Your dad will get better soon.
Toba, you're my friend, so I shouldn't say this to your face. But it was all the Mountain King's fault.
Huh?
Now hold your horses, kiddo. If you promise not to fight, Uncle Sanka will tell you a story.
Oh my god, story time with Enjo.
Okay, before you roll your eyes out of your skull, I promise you can trust me. I almost got my eyebrows burned off by the turnfire after last time. That's why I came back, to make it up to you.
But at least Enjo has
All right,
morals in
we'll
air
just get to
quotes.
the point. Do you know what Uncle Sanka loves the most about your people?
What?
Your extreme sports.
Huh?
On my first day here, I got hit by someone falling out of the sky. I believe you call it bungee jumping? It's a dangerous sport, to be sure, but the courage it took to make the jump impressed the heck out of me. So, I introduced myself to the jumper, we made friends, and I even helped treat her wounds.
Oh, such a nice friend.
Of course. Anyway, the good times didn't last, because I got captured by a powerful foe, so we had to part ways for a while. In the hands of the enemy, I was scorned, scolded, and nearly given away as a gift.
Oh, Kinich.
Oh, it was so humiliating. A horrible experience to look back on. Why does Uncle Sanka always have to suffer, I thought. So I feel your pain, Huni. I was in the same position. But in the end, I made it through, and I left all of those painful memories in the past. I even managed to reunite with my friend.
Oh, we're friends now.
Is that it? The moral of the story is to look forward in life, right? Yeah, we've heard that one millions of times. Sorry, Uncle Sanka, but you're not cut out to be a teacher.
Very smart, Huni, but not quite smart enough. What I'm trying to tell you is that after I reunited with my friend, I found her injuries were all healed, but she really missed her family. So, I thought you might like to see her too.
Is it her as in the Lumine?
She's right behind you. Turn around and see.
Another trick about not turning back? I'm not falling for that one again. Huh?
Is that Nana? For once, you're not a girl failure, Sanka. It's Nana. Wow. I think they made this story and then they were like, wait, video game, we need to include character. Right, it really does feel that way. It's not like, oh, the world moves on with or without the traveler. It's like, it's so cool that stuff isn't focused on us in the story. The stuff would have happened the way it did regardless of us being there. But they really just try to put the decisions up to us for whatever reason, even though they would happen anyway. I feel like, again, it's the illusion of choice when it comes to Genshin. We don't really get a choice in what happens. Things will just happen on their own, no matter what. I think they're trying to force the decision on us again because it's a game and you need to include the player in some way. It was just poorly executed. I think this is my least favorite way they have done a, hey, you need to make a choice, but not actually make a choice kind of story. Because, like, we all knew going in that no matter what, we were going to follow along with the story and it was a predetermined path. However, the way it was written, it almost felt like, hey, if you don't make a choice right now, I'm gonna guilt trip you until you make that choice. Which kind of sucks, especially because I don't think the Traveler should have made that choice. It's literally because the Scions of Canopy should be the people that should be in charge of that choice. It is not up to us as an outsider to determine whether or not their cultural icon is killed or not. Story was okay, not the best, just really liked Baby Girl, and that's valid. If for Enjo just showing up and being like the main character, like, honestly, I'm glad we finally get to hear how Enjo's been doing and what he's researching now, because that's a little concerning. Also, I wasn't a fan of Nana being brought back because Trinidad's even more a dick at this point. Yeah, I wish that he got to, like, breathe a little bit more, but Trinidad was all fucking ballistic just for her to be brought back. Yeah, I'm just like, it kind of nullifies the sacrifices that he tried to make and the decisions that he made. Now it just makes him look like an asshole. You were a fan of that? Kind of like the happy ending kind of story. I do like the idea of her getting fixed by Enjo. By Enjo specifically, I was intrigued by. it actually shows more characteristic traits for Enjo than it does to anyone else. Definitely feels like Natlan's story quests are much, very tribe quest feel-wise. And honestly, I actually prefer this format when it comes to like, oh, we need to delve into each one of the tribe's histories and all that. I prefer this format over trying to clump them all together and figure out stories that way. Like, having the characters that represent each tribe, like the ones that are supposed to be helping with the entire Archon quest, be the representatives for their tribal quests, makes a lot of sense. And I think it's a very smart move to do in order to delve into both the character and the tribes. My issue with this particular one is that we went way too far into the tribes and very little on Kinich itself until he had to be like there, you know? I think with Mualani's one, at least, it felt more on Mualani than it did on us. I think with this story, it felt like, oh, you're such an important character, you're supposed to be here. And then Kinich is just like, hi, I'm actually the main character here, I'm gonna show up. Which honestly should be the case, that he is supposed to be the one that's making this choice. And then it kind of like 180s on us. I don't think I like that aspect of it. I'm gonna say it, right now Kinich is not an interesting character from his story alone. His past seems cool though. I think it's because Kinich is very closed off, and we knew from the beginning he was going to be this closed off character, but I can see your perspective on that. I think you can make a character closed off and still make him interesting like Dan Heng. I think because Dan Heng is part of the main traveling cast, he gets more time to be delved into. Like, we get to slowly pick apart his story from like how he interacts with other characters, with how he deals with the Laofu. We get several patches with him actually, where we explore his story. I mean, a lot of people don't like the Scions story, but that could also be attributed to that. But we do get a lot more time with him. With Kinich, we get this one story quest. We kind of see him in the Archon quest for a bit. He kind of says some things and then fucks off for half of it. And that's kind of it. And then maybe we'll see him in the future story. But we don't get to know more about him. We've seen more about how he interacts with the world around him. I wonder if they're saving that character development for an event. I'm going to allude this a lot to Alhaitham and Kave's stories, right? Alhaitham's story in itself was not about him. It was about that whole hive mind thing. And it was just like, oh, how to show off that he's a smart, capable character, right? We actually learn a lot more about his character personalities and how he interacts with other people through events, and not through his character story. So I'm hoping that Kinich gets the same treatment. It feels like we more learn about Hao than Ahitch. I think so too, mainly because Hao seems to be the more interesting one, and because we don't really know what he is. He's just a pixelated guy in the world that we've never really seen a lot of pixelated things other than like maybe Nahida and a few other things. But like, and he calls himself like an almighty dragon, and Natlan's supposed to be like the nation of dragons and all that. So if we didn't get a Hao lore, I think I'd be more upset. I genuinely thought we were going to get more a Hao lore than I thought we were going to get. So I'm kind of disappointed in that front. I think a Hao is like an avatar. Like, he's like a representation of the Dragon Kings. He could be. Kind of like a miniature one because, you know, probably doesn't have all his power and all that. Actually, I think I got the reason. Mualani only appears in Act 3, whereas Kinich was in all of the acts, so it seems like he was a bit more involved in the story. I wonder why they did that for him, though, because the Children of Echoes doesn't have Zielanin in the story yet. But yeah, not my favorite quest. It was a story. It happened. As much as I like Kinich, I hope he gets more character development in some of the events. Hopefully.